Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today what I'm going to be doing is a kind of new makeup test. Not everything I have is going to be new, but there are quite a few new things that I want to try. So let's just jump right into it. I am going to take my No Pore Blown primer. I'm just going to put that all over my face. And as I get to the new products, I will be sure to let you know. Once again, I have my mirror in front of me, so if you see me looking down, that's what I'm doing. But I'm just gonna mush that into my skin. We're gonna start on our eyes. So today what I have to try is this Maybelline New York, the matte bar. This is all matte shadows. I posted a picture of the swatches on my Instagram, so I have felt these. I really like the clear lid, but this is an all matte palette, so that's really cool. And then I also have, and I'm not a Collab Beauty eyeshadow palette. This is the After Hours eyeshadow palette, and you can find this at Sally's. And I've heard a bunch of people talk about this, so I decided I wanted to try it out. I might use both of them because there are some greens in the Maybelline palette, so, and I'm really into greens lately, and I'm also wearing a green shirt, so why not? But I'm gonna take my Urban Decay eyeshadow primer as always. I just started a new work schedule, so it's gonna be a little bit different here for a little bit. So I'm gonna go into the matte bar, and I'm gonna use this first lightest shade. My issue with this is the pans are really skinny, so like the brush that I always use to set my eyeshadow primer, it doesn't really fit in there. Now there is a good little bit of kickback if you can see, but y'all know that don't bother me. But it does bother some people, so. I plan on filming another eyeshadow palette collection once I finally get all of the stuff in that I ordered for Christmas and some other things. So hopefully that should all be here within the next couple of days. I'm super excited. So my husband ordered me the Glam Light pizza palette for Christmas, and of course it was a pre-order, so they didn't ship out until couple days ago, and it should be here tomorrow, so I'm gonna film with that as soon as it gets here. But now that we've got that nice and set, that's a pretty good color to set my lids with. It's got a little bit of pigment that's a little bit darker than my skin, so that's pretty nice. I'm going to take a Morphe M441 brush. It's just a cool tone. So I'm going to take this bottom shade here. It's like a taupey brown color. And I'm going to dip in that. And yeah, see how my brush is kind of bigger than the pan. So that's interesting. But I'm going to set this down as my transition shade. So that's a pretty good color, pretty good transition shade, and it blended out really nicely. It's not patchy anywhere. Didn't get weird anywhere. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take my color switch and I'm going to hit this brush. This is a Morphe R39 brush. It's a blending brush, but it's kind of flat, if that makes sense. So I like to hit the crease with that really good. But I'm going to go into the Collab palette, and I'm going to take this green shade here, and we're going to go just a little bit lower underneath what we just set. Pay special attention to that outer corner. We really want to deepen it and just kind of pull the rest inward. That's a pretty good shade. I like that. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Alright, so I'm going to take that Morphe brush again, and I'm going to dip back into that first shade in the matte bar. Or not the first shade, the transition shade, my bad. And I'm just going to take it right over the top. I'm just going to blend those two together. I'm going to take that the flat brush with the green on it. I'm going to hit this outer edge just a little bit more. Okay. I'm going to take this deeper shade here out of the matte bar onto a smaller pencil brush. This is my Morphe E36. Y'all already know this is one of my favorite pencil brushes. Where's this fuzz coming from? And I'm just going to deepen up just the outer edge. And I'm going to take that Morphe brush, or they're all Morphe, the flat brush with the green on it, and I'm just going to blend that a little bit. It's not quite deepening up as much as I thought it would, but it's buildable. So we're just going to keep packing it on. Because I want it to still stay green. I don't want it to be brown. It's pretty good. Now I'm just going to take a fluffy brush. So I'm going to take this Sonia Kashuk brush and I'm just going to go over the edge. Alright, so it's pretty simple, pretty basic. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some concealer, the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define in the shade C1, just a little bit. I'm going to cut my, this is a Wet n Wild, I think it's a concealer brush. Come on. It's just a very flat ended brush. And I'm going to take that concealer. And I'm just going to cut my crease. I'm sure there's a way more technical way to do it. But I also don't want all of that concealer on my eyelids, because then I just feel like it makes the shimmer look all cracky and weird. I don't like that. So now what I'm going to take is, I'm going to go straight for it. I'm going to go for this green shimmer shade on my finger. It's super pigmented. Just pack that on. Ooh, this is pretty. And I'm going to take this Morphe M421 brush. It's another flat packing brush. And I'm going to get that inner corner real good. And this shade actually does really good on a packing brush. I always feel like shimmer shades just don't do good on brushes, so I don't even bother to try. But that looks dang good. And I'm going to take the flat Morphe brush with the green again. And I really want to hit right above where we put that, because I really want the matte green to show up. Look at that glitter in my eyeball. That's super pretty. All right, I'm going to do the same thing to the other eye. All right, and then I'm going to take this pewtery color here, and I'm going to swatch these all for you in a minute. And I'm going to hit it right in the center. I love doing this. It just, I don't know, it gives it more dimension. Okay, so my eyelids are pretty good and done. Yeah, I'm super impressed. I really like that. All right, now we're gonna go on to face. So for face, what I have today is the new L'Oreal Paris Infallible Foundation up to 24-hour fresh wear. It says up to 24-hour breathable texture, and this is in the shade 405, which is, I think it's porcelain. Yeah, 405 porcelain. So it looks like that. It's got a cool little pump. I'll some out onto my metal tray here. I think this is supposed to be, it's buildable coverage. So I guess you can get it full coverage. I'm gonna take my Real Techniques green blending sponge. Just gonna dip it on there and we're just gonna see. Now, something I will tell you is this has a scent. The CoverGirl Vitalist foundation, I loved the way that foundation looked on me, but I could not wear it. The scent was so strong and obnoxious that I just couldn't do it, and it lasted all day. And this seemed to have a pretty good shade range. This isn't the lightest shade that they had, surprisingly. I probably could have pulled off the lightest shade that they have, but this is a pretty good shade match. It blends into the skin really nice. Let's see if we can build it up over here where my freckles are. So yeah, it does have pretty good coverage. I mean, that was 2 layers and it's pretty full. I'd say it's medium to full coverage, but you could do it light coverage. So, I don't know. I think it's that primer. I'm not the biggest fan of the No Problem. I actually think it doesn't do a great job hiding my couple little pores. So I'll get you a close up. So it doesn't emphasize texture. But this definitely has more of a, I think, natural finish. So yeah, it's a natural finish, but it's not blurring. It does kind of show some textures. That's not right though. Okay. So for concealer today, we have the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Contour Concealer in the shade Pale. Sounds about right. This is a 24-hour matte finish concealer. Oh, this is the shade 01. So I've tried NYX concealers before, and I wasn't the biggest fan of it. It oxidized really bad on me. So I'm hoping that this one won't, because I really enjoy the Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation. Right away I noticed this is a very thick product. It's very thick. I just hope that means it doesn't dry quickly. And I've also got out of putting concealer on my forehead. I just don't, it makes me look cakier. So I'm going to use a Real Techniques mini something, just a little sponge. I don't remember what these are called. Correction sponge, maybe. So that blended out pretty easy, actually. And I have such intense wrinkles right underneath my eyes that everything creases on me. Like Tarte Shape Tape, everyone's like, oh, it doesn't crease. Yes, it creased on me. So I can't really judge the creasing factor. This one's not doing real bad though. And I'll just take a little bit of that excess that was on the sponge and just pat it on my forehead to brighten it up a little. So that actually looks really nice. This one's a little too bright. Yeah, I like that a lot. So as long as this doesn't oxidize, I'm living for this concealer. So we're gonna take our Pretty Vulgar Powder Room Mad About It translucent setting powder and just set the face. I'm gonna use this small sponge. I got this in one of my BoxyCharms. I think it was my December one, and I really liked this so far. So I let it sit for 2 or 3 minutes. And now I'm just going to take this big e.l.f. powder brush and sweep that across the rest of my face. So for bronzer, I'm going to use the Butter Bronzer, as always, on a Morphe R14 brush. And for blush, we're going to use this Manicadar Beauty Paradise blush. I got this in an Ipsy bag forever ago. I'm trying to use it up. So I'm going to take it on my Morphe E4 brush, my angled blush brush. Alright, and for highlighter today, I'm going to use my Flower Beauty Shimmer and Strobe Highlighting Palette. And I'm going to use a Morphe R36 tapered highlighting brush. And I'm going to go into the lightest shade. I just love this highlighting palette. I mean, look at that. Alright, now to finish off my under eyes, I'm going to take to the matte bar, and I'm going to take this, I think this orangey shade here. That'll look cool. On a Luxie 141 mini round brush. Looks like this. It's almost like a pencil brush. I'm going to go into the orangey shade. Yeah. I like to keep my lower lash line just real simple. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to set my face, do my mascara, and then I'll be back to show you the lips. Okay, so I used a new mascara today. This is Collab's The Works Wow Effect All-in-One Mascara, and I got the wrong shade. Like, I got black brown. You really can't tell though. My issue is I like the packaging, is that smooth matte packaging. The brush is just so like gloppy, and you can't tell, of course. It's just gloppy. Like, there's so much excess product on it. It's kind of annoying. It's one of those ones that I want to like put to the side and let dry out a little bit before I use it again. Is that weird? Does anyone else do that? So for lips, then the last touch, I'm going to use the L'Oreal Paris. I think this is their new lip stains, maybe. I don't know what exactly it is. Like, it's just a plain matte packaging. This is in the shade 414 I Rule. And it's got an applicator like this. So So yeah, it's a really pretty shade. It's a very thin formula, which does make me think that it's a stain, but it's a pretty shade. So overall opinions. The eyeshadow palettes I love. I think these are really great. This one's around 10 bucks. I think this one's around $15. So the collab one is a little bit more expensive, but overall it's a really great product. They have a bunch of different shades in this. This is the only matte bar that they have. Foundation. I really like this foundation. I hope it wears really well. Yeah, if it wears well, then this will be a new staple of mine. Concealer. I love this concealer. Like, it hasn't done anything dramatic under my eyes. So this is a great product. The mascara, I mean, it looks really nice. It's just, it's so gloppy that that's kind of frustrating. But is that it? Is that all the new stuff I use? Yeah, overall, I'm really impressed. Hey guys, so I just wanted to do a check-in here. The concealer looks super good, and the foundation looks really good as well. It's only been about 4 hours since I filmed, but overall I'm really happy. I think it looks really nice and smooth. So yeah, I think that the concealer and the foundation are both A+. The mascara, still iffy about that. I'll have to play with it some more, but the eyeshadow is also holding up superbly. So yeah guys, I recommend these products. Maybe not the mascara, but foundation, concealer, eyeshadow, it's all great. Overall, it's a great look. Everything in here is worth it, I do believe. So if y'all have any questions, please ask, and don't forget to like my channel, subscribe, and share this video and help me get out there, you guys. Thanks so much. Bye.